Hello and welcome to another Imperator Rome news video. Now, before I get into the topic, in the last video I made, I was unsure of a certain icon, and it turned out to be quite obviously the surplus of slaves, sorry, amount of slaves needed for a surplus trade good, so -2 for the mine. And yep, a lot of people pointed that out to me, and you're all right. I went and looked it up as well, and yes, totally right. Anyway, with that out of the way, today's video is about food. Yes, there's going to be a food system in Imperator Rome, and I called it. I fucking called it. Now, it might not be totally obvious that I called it, because the video where I called it in was seen by like 20 people before I took it down. But I still have that video, and I just want to play you a quick clip of it. Now I want to focus in on the farming settlement, plus 75% icon. And obviously that icon is a temporary one. But I have a theory. And that theory is that Cicero is going to have a bit more of an in-depth food system. Yeah, I called it. So the reasoning that I made for having that, thinking that there was going to be a food system, is I thought this was going to be the same icon as this one, and then this bar here would be the amount of food. Clearly that can't be the case because this was the upgrade to city button. So I was kind of a bit disheartened about that. So I took the video down. It was only seen by like 20 people before it was pointed out to me. And so I redid the video and I mentioned it, but I didn't really go into too much depth. Now, today's video, let's just close. That is about the food system, and we don't have very much info at all, just this screen. So we can see that there is a monthly food income. Monthly food income in Roma is -5.9 due to it being a farmland, which is good, and then -8.7 for citizens. Out of 29 citizens, -8.7. Let me pull up the calculator there. It's 29 divided by 8.7, 3.33 food per citizen. All right. 21 divided by 4.2, 5 food per freeman. And then tribesmen are 4 divided by 0.6. We get 6.66 food per tribesman. And then slaves look like they don't take a whole lot of food at all. So 4 divided by 0.4, and we get 10. I feel like I got that wrong. -0.4 from 4 slaves. I don't know. Like 0.1 food per slave. 0.15, I guess, for a tribesman. Anyway, whatever. The math is there. You can work it out as well. But yeah, there's going to be a food system, and like that's pretty much all we know is just this screen. So I want to make a few guesses and also comment on the state of this UI. So first off, we're looking at Roma, and here we can see this unknown icon and the bar. This cannot be a city upgrading, right? Because there is nothing higher than a city, and it is in the province area of this UI. So it's not to do with Roma itself, it's to do with Latium. I think this is the food, and this is the amount of food in this area, and Roma itself is losing food, but all these other cities, or I guess some of them will be settlements now, are going to be the ones making food. So there's going to be a lot more of a balance that you have to strike between your main cities producing things like your trade goods and maybe your troops, your buildings, all that kind of stuff. And then your settlements want to be making a lot of food to supply these places. We have no idea how much the amount of food affects the amount of pops that are available to be built in a city, what granaries do. I mean, don't think any of these are granary buildings. That looks like a barracks, that one looks like the fortress, this one looks like the marketplace, I think. I would have to look it up. And then there's obviously a lot of buildings that don't have a UI yet, so that's that one there. But yeah, I'm fairly sure that this is the provincial food in the entire region, and it is depleting. And I guess when it's depleted, bad shit happens. Probably something to do with unrest, happiness of pops. And I very much hope, that it's going to have something to do with armies as well. Whereas an army will suffer no attrition as long as there is food in this region that they can, take from. But if it goes empty, they will start starving and suffer horribly for it. And that is slightly backed up. So if I exit out of this tweet, we see one proud Bavarian here saying, will this have any impact on warfare? To which the answer is yes. It doesn't say what kind of impact it's going to have on warfare, only that it is gonna have an impact. And yeah, I'm quite excited for this. This is gonna very much shake up the game. And I said that in the last video that the change from cities to being cities and settlements was like the second biggest change that Imperator is going through. I think I would class this as sort of the same change. But if you have to split them, I think this is bigger. If you really have to split them into, separate features, I think this is bigger. So, yeah, massively excited for this, and quite gloaty as well, because, as I said, I called it. And I'm very happy with that. So, I want to know what you guys think. What do you think is going to be, the main effects of this food system? How is it going to impact the way that you play? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. And yeah, likes and all that are appreciated. And if you want more Imperator Rome news, this is the place to follow. So thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.